Hello, everyone, and welcome. Today, we are joined by Antonio, who is someone I've been following on Instagram for quite a while now. Their Instagram handle is that right there in the title, INFPCloud. They do a bunch of memes of all different kinds of types, a lot of INFP memes, but all types are included, no types are left out. Would you like to introduce yourself a little bit?
Yeah, well, I am INFPCloud. My name is Antonio. Well, I have this.
Oh no, we're having a little technical difficulties. Bear with us, guys. Hello, everyone. Hi. Heyo. Hello. Zup. Hey. Hey. Hi.
Oh, okay, I'm back.
Hello. Yes.
Hi. Well, I was introducing myself, I think. Okay. Well, I am INFPCloud. I make memes. I have this Instagram page. I make reels too. I started on the MBTI world in November, and it's been great. It's been great since. I've met a lot of amazing people, including Michi here, and yeah, I'm excited to have this conversation.
Yes, I'm really excited too. It has been quite a journey to watch because the first type you got was actually INFJ, right?
Yeah, I think. Well, I mean, sorry, I don't think I got it completely. Can you repeat that, please?
Oh, I was saying, what was the first type that you tested as when you took the test?
Oh, the first type thing that I put into the test, like the first test like I took.
Hmm.
Well,
Oh no. All right. We're trying here, guys. It's just trying to be rude to us today. I appreciate your patience. Oh, hello. Hello. I'm glad you guys are all here hanging out with us.
I am
Hello.
so sorry. That was really unprofessional.
Oh, it's okay. Don't worry about it. Did you switch? It
I
looks like you
think,
switched to your
yeah.
computer. Okay.
I switched to my computer. I mean, less quality, but at least it works, right?
Yeah.
I don't like phones. That's the reason I don't like phones often. But hey, we're here. We're back.
We got it
I hope
working.
this. Yay. Okay. Yay. Screw you, phone. I am so sorry, everyone, but I'm back and I can hear you perfectly. I hope you can hear me too.
I can hear you a lot better, yeah. And there's
Okay.
less lag, I think.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Yeah. Yes.
Hey, everyone. I am so sorry.
Yay.
Okay. Yay. Finally, I can hear you better. Let's start with the questions
All
then.
right.
I'm
So
so sorry.
what Oh, you're okay. Don't worry about it. What was the first type that you tested as when you took the test?
Okay. So when I first took the test, I stumbled upon 16 personalities, and then I got to Sakinova. But the first time I got ENFP, and with Sakinova, I did take tests as an ENFP as well. Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's right. So, how long did you think you were an ENFP, and what did that what did that feel like? Like when you read the results of what an ENFP meant, what did that feel like reading that?
Well, I thought that I was an ENFP for about, I don't know, like 4 or 6 months. I don't know, kind
Mhm.
of that time frame. But when I started to accept that I was an INFP, or like I started reading, first I got this book that I have over here. That's by Heidi Prieve,
Oh,
the
yes.
Comprehensive ENFP Survival Guide. and I started reading it, and I was like, oh my god, I'm so like this, I am really like this. But then something started sounding like, well, but maybe not. I am not that extroverted. I am not that outgoing, and I am also always checking with myself, like, is this what I think? Is this what I believe in? Like, I am always putting everything against my value system. So I was like starting to doubt uh, the belief that I had that I was an ENFP, which was really strong too, because I really
Mhm.
identified with the ENFP. So like kind of walking away from it, it was kind of, I don't want it, but I think it's the right thing, yeah.
Yeah, I think on your Instagram page, like through your live stories, I noticed like for probably about a month, you kept asking everyone else, like, do they think you're INFP or ENFP? And you kept like saying, like, I don't know, I'm not sure. I've been like, and it was really interesting to get to like talk to you while that was happening. Um, but what ended up really like putting the nail in the coffin, so to speak, and like really convincing you that you were an INFP?
Yeah, I mean, I watched a lot of podcasts. Like I
Mhm.
watched the Joyce Mang podcast. She
Mhm.
has it's Type Talks, I think. She has
Uh-huh.
many amazing episodes on ENFPs and INFPs, and I started listening to other ENFPs, like actual people who were ENFPs, and I was like, well, I don't see myself on those people, Like, I mean, I see a lot of things in common, of course, but I don't see myself completely. And then I started seeing like INFP people,
Mm.
and I was like, oh, these feel like my people. Like these people feel a little bit more like me, And I started to listen to experiences, and I was like, yeah, I relate way more to that with that. I mean, then I started studying shadow functions,
Mhm.
and I got to tertiary SE, which is what an INFP would have, and I related to that way more than tertiary TI,
Mhm.
and I that was kind of the nail in the coffin, maybe. And I also
Yeah.
talked to an amazing friend that I have here that is personality obsessed.
Mhm.
Uh, she's amazing, and I talked to her, and she's an ENFP, and we talked about it, and she was convinced that I was an INFP. So like that also took a lot of, well, yes, I think I can see myself as an INFP, and then I just took it and ran with it.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
So, what about when you were watching? So, like bringing it back to the Type Talks conversations, what
Yeah.
about it specifically were you connecting more to the INFPs with?
Well, especially with the intro, like seeing things and taking it very deeply, like to your value system, like not being so open. I mean, I am an open person, yes, but I also feel like I am not that open, because I have heard, and you will correct me if I'm wrong, that ENFPs are more prone to investigating things, or like to evaluate rather than shutting it off if it doesn't fit their value system. Like they want
Mm.
to understand things, even if it's kind of scandalous to other people,
Yeah.
like, yeah, okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
Yeah.
for
Yeah.
me,
Definitely.
okay, yeah, for me it's really more of a, well, does that align with me? Okay, yes, it does, or like it
Mm.
might. Then I want to know more about it to see if it aligns with me. But if it doesn't really align with me, I don't want to know anything. Like I don't want to,
Interesting.
yeah,
I said that's very interesting. It's
yeah. I don't want to have to do much with it. Like I don't want to, like I don't show any interest, for example, on knowing, I don't gonna get controversial honestly, but on knowing what someone wants, or like so the motivations of someone, if it is like really against what I think it's right,
okay.
I mean, I see where they're coming from, but I don't feel necessarily an interest in knowing more about that person. I don't know. I
Okay, so
mean,
like
yeah.
if you were watching a show, and
Uh-huh.
there's a character that you just like really morally can't get behind, you don't really want to understand their motivations that much.
I mean, not to a deep level. I mean, I kind of get it, but like, I am also drawing a line or like,
Right.
yeah, I don't like you. You know? Like, I
How
take things more to heart in that way.
uh-huh. How quickly can you determine like if you like someone or not?
I would say that probably like 80% of the time, I can almost instantly tell that something is not aligning with myself, and
Mhm.
I'm like, okay, I want to see if it aligns, and as soon as I discover that, I'm out. I don't know.
Interesting. I guess
Yeah,
that comes back to like what you were talking about your interests. Like once you've realized it doesn't align with your values, you're out. You're like, all right, that's fine. I'm
yeah,
satisfied in that line.
yeah.
um,
I don't feel the need to
so
know more.
interesting. I
Yeah.
I wish that I could turn off that. um, so are you happy being an INFP with four
Yes, I
question
am
marks?
really happy, honestly. Um, I've embraced my introversion because on the like in the environment that I was raised, introversion is not really a good thing
Hmm.
necessarily. Like it's more expected of you to be outgoing and to embrace everybody, and you know, well, I was raised in the Christian community,
Hmm.
so well, I still am. I still live with my parents, so I am still here, but you're actually always expected to be like outgoing and super friendly with everyone, and I'm just don't feeling that energy, you know. I don't feel positive all of the time, which is my enneagram side. I'm a 4. So yeah, I mean, now that I discovered MBTI and I'm an INFP rather than an ENFP, I kind of embrace this side of me. Like it's more integrated. I feel more
Hmm.
integrated. Like I feel okay. This is okay. This is part of me. I don't have to shut it down or like to force myself to be an outsider. You know, like force myself no force myself to be an outgoing person.
Hmm.
I don't have to do that. I can just be introverted. Of course, I love people, but just slow. Here we go. Okay, I'm gonna meet this person. I don't know if I don't know if I'm gonna like them. I don't know if they are gonna like me. There's a lot of things going on that make me way more slow when meeting other people. But yeah, I'm happy. I'm happy being an INFP.
Yeah, I kind of want to follow up on that. When you were thinking that you were an ENFP, do you feel like you were pushing yourself to be more extroverted and like kind of like all over the place like an ENFP during that time than you like naturally are?
Yeah, I definitely was. I was trying to put this. I am an ENFP. I'm extroverted. I love people. You know, but also that was pretty exhausting. And
Hmm.
I mean, thank God that wasn't a very social period in in my life. You know, like we were all in quarantine and things like that. So I wasn't seeing anyone. So like I really was people deprived. Like I haven't seen
Hmm.
anyone in like months, and I was like really yes, I'm extroverted because I'm exhausted, and like introverted are so happy to be quarantined, you know. But yeah, no. When I started seeing other people, like everything started opening up, and I started seeing some of my friends and started seeing more people around. I was like, nope. I think I don't relate to the extroverted part of that much. Yeah, no.
Yeah, there's only I think everyone needs a little bit of time with other people. Like you need to have
Yeah,
friends in person to feel like satisfied from a relationship level. Like even if it's only one person, you need to have like someone you can talk to and like get it out. I think we all can be
yeah.
prone to loneliness. Even those INTPs that like to say they're the most introverted people out there, I don't believe it. um,
Yeah.
So, do you happen to know any INFPs that are an Enneagram 9? Because this seems like a little bit more of a vague, more of a statement than a question, but it's like INFPs tend to differ based on their Enneagram. 4 and 9 are common. And you just said um, that you're a 4. And if anyone follows you on Instagram, it's pretty clear you're a 4.
I know. Peop- this just cracks me up because yeah, there's no denying.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think there is a difference. I often relate to nines. I do relate to nines so much ways. Also, fours and nines are kind of really similar too.
Mhm.
So I think fours and nines are really healthy together. Like, yeah, but there's a lot of things externally that can be very similar, especially when the
Mhm.
fours are a little bit more going, or yeah, when the fours are not like crying and they are happy. Everyone thinks they're a
Uh-huh.
nine because
Mm,
when fours are healthy, they're like equanimity. I think it's the good state of force. So like
right.
they tend to look like nines sometimes, in that kind of situation, I guess. So yeah, I don't know anyone who's a nine, any NFP
Okay.
who's a nine, like personally or close. I don't know anyone, but I can see the difference. Like I can know the difference. My brother, I think, is a nine, but he's an ISTP,
Oh,
and
interesting.
I see
Okay.
the difference. Like the struggles are way different,
Mhm.
and I struggled with. I mean, he struggles with not expressing himself too much, and I struggle with expressing myself too much. So yeah, I mean, that's kind of the difference, I guess. INFPs, we're always looking for everyone to understand us. Like INFP fours, especially, we are always looking for people to understand us, and we're kind of afraid to show ourselves, but we're also not. It's kind of
Mhm.
complicated, but that's a more important issue going on with fours. And nines are not really worried if people see the real themselves, like the real them. They are
Mhm.
not so much worried about that, I guess. They want to feel like they matter, but they don't want to necessarily be authentically seen. Like it's not a narrative that's going on there. Like the
Mm.
authenticity, they just want to be seen, but they are not. They don't really care if that's authentic or not. Maybe I don't know.
Mhm.
I'm not a nine really, so I can talk for them, but that's what I see, I guess. Yeah.
You're a 9 that can't talk for them?
No, I'm a four. I can't
I'm like,
talk for
"F-O
them.
you are."
Oh no, I'm
Sorry.
distracted.
I made a terrible pun, I'm
Did I
sorry.
say that? Oh no.
No, you did say that exact statement, but
Oh
you
no.
said, of course, like, the preposition for FOR, but
Oh,
I
okay.
couldn't help but call that out because it was kind of funny. But
Okay.
I am a 9, and I think you're right. I think you're absolutely right about that. It's not as much
Oh,
about,
okay.
being understood. Like, I don't
Mm,
really care too much if people understand me, but I do
yeah.
wanna be able to be heard, especially, like, when I have an opinion that is really strong.
Yeah.
So INT perspective is asking, what are some of your strengths and weaknesses?
Oh, we're going there. um, I don't know. What do I start with? The strengths or the weaknesses? um, well, for strengths and weaknesses, I have gone more the Enneagram path, but I
Mhm,
can also like take this to MBTI because it's really together. It's not like we're separating things here. But I mean, my strengths really are. I am an embracing person, and I try to
mhm,
be. Like even when I'm probably not, when I catch myself not being embracing, I force myself to be, because I really think that inclusion and taking everyone together is a thing that we should all do. I mean,
mhm,
there's a lot going on in the world for us to be mean to other people for no reason. So like I really try to be embracing of others. um I value honesty, And even though sometimes it's hard because truth hurts, I try to be truthful. And I have been working to be more truthful to myself. I mean, more true to myself because I don't know. I discovered that sometimes I was showing others a different version of myself than
Mhm.
what I actually was because I was really afraid of other people seeing me, like seeing the real me. So I've
Mhm.
started to be more authentic, and I think that as cliche as that sounds, being more authentic really does bring out me happiness. Like I feel more complete when I'm being myself, when I'm not being forced to perform. That's when
Mhm.
things start to feel more natural and things start to feel, I feel more loved even because I feel like people are seeing the real me, you know? And when people
Right.
say, "Oh, you're really this," like you're really, I don't know, like you're really caring for others sometimes, no? Well, I know that that's a part of me. I know that they are seeing me, but when other people say other compliments, I kind of take them weird, like, huh, am I showing differently? So I think those are kind of my strengths. I don't know if those make sense, but yeah.
Yeah, I
And
think
my
so.
weaknesses. Well, my weaknesses. When I discovered the Enneagram, I I really took the envy thing. Like I really saw that in me, and I was like, oh, I think I am an envious person. Like I really struggle with this. I always thought of envy like differently. I always thought that envy was kind of um, I don't know, this dark feeling that almost nobody feels, a lot, or that I had never felt. I thought it was like really obscure and like really bad intention. I don't know. But
Mhm.
when I discovered that was in me, I was like, oh wait, it's a really sad feeling. Like it's kind of wishing you had other things, but just because you're lacking, you always feel like you're lacking. So you always want, you see many things that are great or cool in other people, and you start to wish that for yourself because you don't see the cool things in yourself. Like you don't see the beauty in yourself. I mean, it's a sad
Mhm.
thing, but I think when I am in dark places, that is my weakness, my biggest weakness. So yeah, and I am also kind of afraid of showing myself to others when I don't know if they're going to embrace me or not. So
Mhm.
I'm kind of uh, walking on eggshells around many people sometimes. I think that's a weakness. Now I also
Mhm.
lack motivation sometimes. So yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah. Relatable. Like they said, relatable.
Oh,
So this oh, sorry.
mhm, mhm.
This goes back to what you were kind of talking about. You were talking about really looking into the shadow side. They're asking how do you experience the NI and FE in your shadow?
Ooh, okay. Well, I haven't got too deep into those functions in myself, but also I think that's kind of a blind spot in me, you know? Like you don't really see that in yourself. Um, I don't know. It's reloading. Fuck.
Oh,
Did
I
it
hear you,
jump? I
but
don't
I
know.
don't see you.
Okay.
Oh, then now I see you. Okay.
Um, okay, good. um, yeah, I mean, my experience with NI, I don't really see it in my life, or I don't understand it. So maybe that has to do with it being a shadow function, you know? I don't really understand it, but I see it in others. When, for example, my mom, I think she's a high NI user, and she always sees so much patterns or like repetitions or things that repeat themselves. So that I don't experience. Yeah, I don't experience the I don't know. You see many things and then you connect and you look for patterns and that kind of stuff. I don't really do that. Mm, I even have kind of a fear relationship with that kind of thing because I'm like scared, you know, like what patterns are people seeing in me? I don't know. I
Mm.
don't want to be like examinated like that. I don't know. Um, And with FE, I mean, I really thought that I was an FE user because, again, like being an INFP, you really think of other people's feelings a lot, like what they are going through internally. You really think about that in other people. So I thought I was an FE user for that reason. And then I realized that FE is like really external, right?
Mhm.
Like they really experience feelings externally and expect people to do the same thing. They don't really, I mean, I don't know, but I don't think they really are that mindful of the things going inside. Like if you're smiling, okay, that person's happy, you know? And as an FI user, it's really difficult to trust a smile. Like
Mhm.
if someone's smiling, I'm like, maybe they're happy, but maybe they're not. Even I see that in myself too, because when I see that in myself, like, oh, I'm putting up a smile, I'm doing this conscious thing, or I kind of see that in everyone else, and I go, oh, well, maybe not. Maybe everyone is not as happy as I thought, you know, like as I
Mhm.
seem. I don't know. So I guess those are my relationships with FE. With FE, I have struggles with FE because my family, my culture is really FE
Right.
strong. So I kind of struggle with that. But yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I think that's a great answer. Um, I'm going to skip one question and come back just because I feel like this one kind of fits in with what was just being asked.
Okay.
But Original is saying, I think many people relate to being afraid to be seen and judged, but the need to be true to yourself as an FI Dom sounds like it would contradict that feeling. What is that like?
Yeah, I feel you. I mean, I completely see this, and I know that it's kind of a contradiction, you know. Um, I mean, I don't know if it's a contradiction, but I think it's more of an intersection. I don't know because showing yourself to others is scary. I mean, I think everyone can relate to that. Um, it's just that maybe FE is just more worried about belonging, and FI wants to belong, but wants doesn't want to sacrifice anything for it. So yeah, I mean, I think that maybe the relationship with those two things. Um, I don't know. I don't know really what's the approach, but I do feel like it's contradictory, maybe. But people are contradictions. That's my kind of thought that I
Yeah,
have. I
we're
don't
all
know.
contradictions. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
um, So now I'm going to wrap back to that last question, which Cedric's asking, what do you get excited about?
Okay. Sorry, I was just I just asked for my computer cable and I
Oh,
someone
nice.
got into them. Okay, so yeah, that's why I'm distracted, but I'm
Oh,
back.
you're fine.
Okay. I get excited about, honestly, like cute things. This is weird, but like cute things are a thing in my life. Like they are amazing. I have my app plushie that I love because like it has a cute face. I don't know. I really get excited about that. But maybe in a more serious thing, I just get excited when I see people being happy because that gives me hope, you know? Like when people are being authentic to themselves, like true to themselves, and I see them being happy, like that really gets me excited, or like that really makes me happy for them, you know? I really love inspiring stories of self discovery, of authenticity, I don't know. And I also love um, coming of age movies.
Yeah.
I have seen that it's kind of stereotypical, but yeah, I love them, and I am so happy when I see those stories because they make me feel like I am not doing so many things wrong, you know? Especially in this time because so many of our lives have gotten a strange turn that not many people are like used to. So we're like, what is with our lives? Like it's so weird what is going on with some of us. Like, am I doing things right? Like, am I going like what's happening? Like why? Many people, for example, had to drop out of college, or many people, I don't know. lost their jobs and their careers. I don't know, maybe somewhere people are confused and people are like scared of life right now, you know? So I don't know. It gets me excited to know that life is not over. I
Right.
don't know. That sounds
So
dark, but
it's
yeah.
almost like seeing other people be successful and be happy is a reminder that you too can be successful and happy. And
Yeah.
just because you don't feel that way right now, like
Yeah.
those characters or those people who at one point didn't feel that way, they
Yeah.
found a way to feel that way. And so you know that if it's possible for them, it's also possible for you.
Yeah. I think you put
Yeah.
it better than I could.
I
But
think that's
yeah.
because I relate to it.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So completely that. Yes. Yeah. I'm also a romantic, so like love stories.
What are your favorite kind of romance stories?
Um, Maybe coming of age romance, if that's a genre. I don't know.
Mhm.
I really don't like rom-coms and that kind of stuff because I know
Okay.
that's fake.
Right.
But I love genuine love stories because they make me believe in love again, and I'm like, yes, there's a chance for me, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, I know I'm 20, but like I'm afraid of never knowing someone. I mean, I think most people are kind of afraid that they're never gonna meet anyone who's like there, you know, like
Mhm.
special. I don't know, but yeah, it gives me hope. Like kind of the same thing earlier. So yeah, the same thing
Yeah.
earlier, but with love. Like seeing other
Yeah.
people having successful love stories gives me hope that maybe I can have that too.
Mhm. So, I'm I'm curious now, is it the feeling that you're after or the thing more? Like, which is more of a prominent desire, to have a specific feeling or to have the thing? Like, to have that stability of having the person in your life or to have that feeling of having someone that you love?
I mean, it kind of sounds egocentric, but I would say the feeling. I mean,
Mhm.
of course, the thing's special, you know, like having someone that is there for you and you being there for them. That must be really great and special. But the feeling, I guess, I don't know. I guess the feeling, yes. I don't know
Yeah.
how to explain it, but yes.
Yeah, no, I think it makes sense, especially, I mean, part of why I asked it is because FI does tend to be um, more about the feelings than anything else. And so I was
Mm,
curious if that trend was following with how you, because even like when it came to the coming of age story, it's not so much about being successful and having things figured out. It's more maybe like that feeling of
yeah,
like knowing yourself, which is what most like coming of age are about. It's like about knowing who you are and like
yeah,
owning that and like moving forward with being authentic. I think a lot of coming of age stories are about being like authentic to who you are.
yeah.
Yeah.
Which as a four is like a great subject, right?
Yeah. Exactly. So now this is a very off the wall question, but if you weren't
Mm.
an INFP, what type would you want to be?
Hmm. I mean, I kind of want to go the sensor way because I really love sensors, especially SE DOMs. I think they're
Mm.
great. So I would love to be an ESTP. No, wait. Well, I mean,
Wow.
yes,
That's
an
very different.
ESTP. I mean, an ESTP or an ISFP. Yes, those two are kind of
Okay.
my go-tos. ISFP because I love having FI, so I could
Mhm.
never give up FI. I mean, I guess I love FI, but I will also love to have SE, so ISFP.
Mhm.
Um, or ESFP, I don't know, but I love being an introvert. So yeah. And ESTP because the careless energy is really what I seek, what I
Yeah.
want. So, I mean, I would want to be careless, you know? Like sometimes I'm like, yeah, screw FI. I don't like this. I wish I was just like careless and yeah, I don't know. It
I
would be
think
easier.
I think if you talk to an ESTP, they'd say that they're not careless, but
Well, yeah,
that they evaluate the risk and they know what they want and how to get what they want. And that's
yeah.
what they're doing is trying to find the most efficient way to get whatever they want. Um,
Knowing what they want, that's key.
yeah.
Because I don't.
Yeah, I was gonna follow that up. How confident do you feel like you know what you want?
Zero. I don't know. I don't know what I want. I feel stuck. I can't make choices or decisions like important things like college or ooh, it takes me a long time. Like it takes me a long time compared to other people because I really don't know what I want, and if I want that, I don't know if it will last. I don't know if I will like
Hmm.
jump in and then I will regret it because my interests will change. I don't know. I don't trust myself that much. And maybe that's associated with other things. Like I have always been taught that, oh, you can't trust yourself. Oh, you're like bad or you can't trust yourself. That's a very strong message that I have
Hmm.
heard along my short existence. But
Yeah.
that kind of plays a role in that also. And yeah, I don't know. It's not a good thing to hear. But I
No.
am currently suffering from not knowing what what I want.
I relate to that. But I have the opposite problem where up until only a few years ago, I would just dive into the first thing that tickled my
Oh,
fancy and like go head first into it and not think about the fact that my feelings might change. Like I don't
mm,
accept that my feelings will change. I'm like, okay,
yeah.
well, this is what I'm feeling right now. So I'm going to go for it. And then when my feelings change, I'm like, okay, well, my feelings are only temporary, so they'll probably come back. So I should keep doing it. And then I
Yeah.
get really frustrated that I'm still doing something that I don't feel like passionate about anymore. So
Uh-huh.
I think there's
See,
benefits to waiting.
yeah. I mean, that's the difference that I saw with INFPs and ENFPs. Kind of, INFPs tend to evaluate before jumping into things, and ENFPs tend more to jumping and then evaluating, or jumping first and then, oh, I'm bored.
Yeah.
And we INFPs play with the idea, but we're like, I'm not completely sure, so I might as well not do it. And yeah.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I might as well not. Dude, never said ever. No, just kidding. Oh, no, actually, lately, like the last 6 months or so, I've been like, I think really trying to delve into my FI like way too much. And it's been making
Uh-huh.
me a lot more indecisive. Um, because I have been thinking more about, is this something sustainable for my interest? Because I used to not
Hmm.
like consider that at all. And it's been really like doing my head in. What do you appreciate seeing in other people?
Hmm. That's an amazing question. I just love when people are embracing, like when people are accepting, when people are like, I mean, I'm gonna say this. When people are more liberal, like when people
Mhm.
are more, like for example, I mean, I'm gonna talk a lot more coming from where I am, like the Christian environment. When people are more liberal, I have found that those people are more accepting. The more liberal you go, the more accepting it gets. And I mean, it speaks for itself, honestly. But yeah, and that's what I appreciate when people are not judging.
Mhm.
And that has been a main theme in my life, like judgy people always telling you, oh, you're doing this wrong, and then other people is judging but in the opposite way, and it's like, oh no, you are doing this wrong, and you're doing this wrong, and like always hearing you're doing this wrong, it really gives you like a feeling of uh overwhelmed, like I am overwhelmed because I can never do things the way other people like, or the way other people won't say as much bad things about me. So I just that, I mean, when people are not judging and when people are loving, it just like people speak for themselves with their actions, so
Mhm.
yeah, I'm a really I get along with so many people, but that's kind of my switch. If you're accepting, okay, I like you, and if you're not, then I don't really like to like talk to you as much. I don't
Yeah.
know.
No, I can relate to that. Um,
Mm,
I think it's just nice to see people talk about things that they disagree about, but
yeah.
still respect the other person in that
Hmm.
conversation. Like, just because
Hmm.
you disagree doesn't mean you have to be mean.
Yeah.
And if you think someone's doing something wrong, there's definitely ways you can approach it without just telling them
Hmm.
they're doing it wrong, because it's wrong from your perspective, not necessarily objectively wrong, as I think it's more and more clear now that we're in like the 21st century and we have technology that
Yeah.
no one can agree on what's objectively true or objectively
Yeah.
right. um, and so it's better to, I think, approach from a place of, well, that's not how I would do it. I don't think I like the way that it's being done. Can we talk about this and see what you're thinking and why you're doing
Yeah.
it this way, so we can figure out a way to make ourselves both happy? I just would like to see more of that. I think
Yeah.
I think
Same.
we do see a lot more of that though with technology. I mean, I think we see
Hmm.
more of a lot of everything with
Yeah,
technology.
honestly, and it's kind of confusing for some people, like for many people actually. Like today, we're always getting like so much information from all sides, and you just don't know what to hear, honestly. Like
Yeah,
sometimes you are like, yes, I believe this, and then you're like, wait, they have a point, yeah, right? But like, I don't know, like figuring it's I guess it's easier to know what each side of the conversation thinks nowadays, but it's more difficult to take a stand or like to take a side,
right.
nowadays. I have found, like for myself, it's difficult to take a side on some things that are not as deep or like as black and white as I think.
Yeah.
Some things are more like gray areas, and those things are kind of hard to settle for one or the other, So yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. Maybe one day the world will accept a little bit more ambiguity and
Yeah,
grayness, because most things are some level of gray.
yeah.
Um, But Lorganist says, love the INFP's Purple Heart. What would you say your superpower as an INFP is, from an ESFP9? Little huggy emoji.
Yee. I mean, people have always, well, not always, but like people have said to me so often that I don't know, like they always say I'm super kind. And I didn't really believe that at first. Like I was like, oh yeah, they're just saying that because I was nice. But as the longer you spend on the world and internet and of many people, you see what kind of people are out there, and like you're maybe start to question, maybe not everyone is nice, and maybe not even the majority of people are nice always. So I think kindness is such, I think it's underrated because people say, "Oh yeah, kindness, yeah, it's basic. You need to have it, or like everyone has it. I don't know." But I take kindness like if you're not kind in the on the inside, like people can fake kindness.
Mm-hmm.
But when you are like truly kind to others, like when you're loving and accepting and all of those things, you are a kind person, and you have to embrace it because well, I mean, you have to believe that you're kind and strive to be more kind. Even I don't know, kindness is just like my superpower, I guess, and embracing others, yes, and embracing all feelings. I, as a for an INFP, embracing all feelings, including sadness and like anger and um, I don't know, envy even. It's
Mm-hmm.
crucial because feelings make us human, and all feelings make us human, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah. Um,
Oh yeah.
well, he responded. I put it up on the screen. Beautifully said. It's the difference between being kind and being nice. Um, and
Yeah.
I was agreeing with everything that you've said. Like, one thing that throughout my entire life has really bothered me is when people do something because it's the nice thing to do, not
Huh.
because they want to do it. That has
Yeah.
always like bothered me. Like I don't I don't need you to be nice to me because you think you have to be. I want you to be nice to me because you want to be
Mm,
nice to me.
right.
That's all I want.
That FI.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Um, so Original says, we love a romantic here. It made me wonder, if you don't mind sharing, in the quiet hours alone with your own mind, what do you ruminate about when it comes to your relationships?
I don't know. I just my future, I guess, because it's like, I mean, when you're like dating and you're like 5 months in, I mean, not that I have many experience with it, but like, when you're dating and you're like 5 months into a relationship, you are happy, like you're in the honeymoon phase and everything is great, But I just imagine, like, imagine 10 years into a relationship. Like, I want that to be happy, or like, I want that to be a good relationship. I just would like perfect, well, not perfect, but like a healthy marriage or relationship that lasts. I don't know. I don't know. I just would like to pick the right person, or like, to pick. I mean, to pick the right person and to be liked back by
Hmm.
that person, and to be chosen by that person as well, because it's not a one person thing. Like, it's a mutual thing, yeah, right?
Right.
So I would like that, and I ruminate. Is that a word? Ruminate.
Hmm.
Um, like, yeah, future, and like, I would like to grow old with one person. I mean, you've seen the data, right? Like the statistics, that many marriages go through divorces and things, and it's unfortunate. And I mean, people have to go through things like that. But obviously, nobody wants that, and I wouldn't want that, because I would take that very hard if that happened to me. So yeah, I don't know. I just wish that. I mean, it's a hope. It's hopeful, and maybe it won't happen. Maybe it will, but I just wish that it doesn't happen, and like that I get to experience love. Yeah, I don't know.
Well,
I'm really
I
romantic.
experience love too. I think everyone should be able to experience love
Yeah,
and be able to find someone to spend their life with, especially if that's what they
yeah.
want. And
Mm-hmm.
um, I'm curious, and you don't have to answer that. You can just be like, "No, I'd rather not answer it." That's okay if it's a little too
Okay.
personal. But I'm
Yeah.
curious, have those kind of thoughts that have kept you up at night, have they ever like brought you to like end a relationship because of those feelings? Like you didn't see it going to the future?
I mean, I haven't really dated, but um, I have been thinking about that, and like, I have had the opportunity to pursue things or
Hmm.
something with someone, and I haven't really done that because I was like, well, right now I'm not really able to date committedly, right? Like, I don't think it's the right moment. I can't date too much. Like, I don't know. I just feel like it's a really complicated time for me
Hmm.
to explore romance at this age. I mean, not the at the age, but like just things going on in my life, and
Right.
many
Like
many
your
things.
situation. Hmm.
Yeah, situations. I don't really feel like I could commit, and I would like to date, like, looking for marriage. I mean,
Hmm.
not like in a month or like in a year, but like,
Right.
I would like that to be the end goal, like, right? Like, not just date because, like, for fun, or like, let's
Hmm.
have a thing with, like, for 10 years and then break up like nothing happened.
Yeah.
I wouldn't like that, and I just feel like I can't commit right now to that, right? So I would
Hmm.
like to meet someone. I also haven't met the right person, honestly.
Hmm.
Like, I just know. I don't know. Maybe I'm delusional, but like,
I know.
I just
I
haven't
think
felt
it's
it.
called being a romantic.
Yeah. No.
uh, I used to, well, I probably still would consider myself a little bit of like a hopeless romantic, but I feel
Mm,
exactly the same. Um, like I didn't date anyone in high school because I mean, I went on a couple dates, but I didn't really like seriously date anyone in high school because I was like, well, the first
mhm.
person I be with, I want that to be forever, so I don't want to waste my time.
Yeah, yeah, I feel you.
The hopeless romantic. And I think some of it comes from being Christian too, like growing
Yeah.
up Christian, because they teach you like you should only
Mhm,
ever be with one person, you should save yourself for
mhm.
marriage. Like they kind of like try to almost in a way make you want to be a hopeless romantic and think that
Yeah,
there's a soulmate and just like a singular
yeah.
person for you. Just like the
Mhm.
way you're kind of conditioned by being raised as a Christian.
Yeah, and I mean, I don't think I believe anymore, like
Mhm.
things like purity culture and like
Yeah.
only date once and that person has to be forever kind of thing, you know? Like if you want to have love in your life, you have to meet people, you know? You
Yeah.
can just meet one person and be like, yeah, this is it. Like this is
Got it.
them, right? You have to be with forever because you're already kissed, and if you don't marry, you're gonna go to hell. I don't think
Right.
that anymore. I don't believe that anymore. But
Yeah.
I do think that that has made me a hopeless romantic, but to a point of where even if I mean, yeah, I wouldn't really like to have like a lot of partners or like a
Right.
lot of relationships, and then yeah, I don't know, and it's also so much pain, like a
Right.
breakup,
Exactly.
like it's so painful. So I wouldn't like to go through that so many times. I don't
Right.
know. I think nobody
Exactly.
wants that, but I don't know. Maybe it's the way I was raised. Yes, it has a
Yeah.
lot to do with it. Yeah.
It sounds like a little bit of both. Well, a little bit of all three. A little bit of growing up
Huh.
Christian, a little bit of being Enneagram 4, and a little bit
Yeah.
of being FI Dom
Yeah.
because you're like, I want to protect myself from future feelings that
Yeah.
I don't want.
It adds up, honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Cedric is asking, how do you figure out who you are? Where do the things that make you you come from?
Oh God, you're trying to destroy my identity with this question. I mean, it's kind of. I've learned like. I mean, I saw the other day that life is not like experiences necessarily. It's more like what have those experiences made you feel and what those experiences have taught you. Like things can happen to you and you take it way differently than others, you know? Like you could I don't know. Like for some people having I don't know. I'm going deep, but if someone I hope this doesn't um, you know, like if this has happened to you, I'm really sorry. But like for example, if one of your parents died, for example, some people take it really hard because it's a parent that died, right? But some people take it hard for a week and they don't really talk about it and they don't really feel too much about it. You know, like different experiences. You can be like fired from a job and change your life, right? And other people just get fired and they just find another job and it's not as meaningful. I mean, my point is like some experiences are not as meaningful to some people, and you can have the same experience, but it has a major impact in your life. I think that makes you who you are because based on experiences that you've had, you experience it some way and you feel some way, and you learn things from that. And I think that makes you shape your personality. So I don't know. In my case, I've learned to be an accepting person because I have seen so many judgy people. I guess I don't know, like so many things that are wrong that I feel like I'm like it's wrong, right? And I
Mhm.
have learned to be like, oh, okay, I want to be doing good to people, right? I don't want to be causing pain to others. So like, um, I want to learn how to be a person that doesn't inflict pain on others, and that has made me be who I am yeah, I don't know. Um, I it's a really deep question. I really didn't
Yeah.
expect to be attacked today like this.
Uh, leave it to
I
the
love it though.
ENTP. No.
Yeah, I
um,
imagine. I love it though. I mean, it's great.
so it basically sounds like what that's all kind of like summing down to is it's the experiences that you have that are meaningful to you that
Hmm,
create who you are, and it's through those
yeah.
experiences that you figure out who you are and what matters to you.
Yeah. Yeah, totally. And I think that everything is kind of, I mean, relative
Right.
because, yeah, I mean, sometimes you know who you are and suddenly something happens and everything changes without you realizing it. And as an INFP, you do realize it because you are really in tune or attuned to yourself, like to your feelings and everything that's going on inside you. You notice it. And some people might not notice it, but it happens. It's something that
Mhm.
happens. Like trauma, for example, trauma, it is really shaping, like it really shapes who you are too. So like kind of the downs in life shape you more than the ups. So
Yeah,
yeah,
I
I don't know.
agree.
Enneagram 4 things. Hi.
I agree. I think those the darkest moments in your life really are the ones that shape who you are. And I think, if you look at fiction, that's what a lot of fiction tends to focus on, right? Is like the
Hmm.
darkest parts of a person's life or like whatever the situation is. The focus tends to be on things getting worse before they get better. And then
Yeah.
that's where the person changes is while things are getting worse and getting better, that like dip, that
Mm-hmm.
like you dip is where the most change in any person really comes from.
Yeah. Totally. I mean, yes. I yes. That's what I think. Yeah, exactly like you said. I mean, it really feels, I mean, I'm smiling and everything, but this year has been tough, like I
Mm,
have been through a lot. And internally, like I spent so much time in my head and heart. So yeah, I mean, it's been hard. I mean, yeah.
yeah. I think this last pretty much year and a half now has been really
Yeah.
tough for a lot of people. I know it has been really tough for me. It wasn't really like as tough at the beginning. It
Hmm.
was actually like once it was almost actually like once it hit 2021, then that's when it really like started getting worse for me actually.
Hmm.
Um, but again, I think I was also like pushing more into my FI and trying to like work through things
Hmm. Right.
because when you ignore something for too long, it's gonna lash
Yeah.
back at you. So, guys, learn from my mistakes.
Yeah. Yeah,
um,
totally.
Original, thanks you for sharing. And it was amazing to see
Aw.
you be so vulnerable. I agree.
Aw,
Um,
I love that.
he says that we think about our future in relationships as well, except we tend to be too optimistic. I would agree with that, which is why I became obsessed with very specific people because I was like, oh, they're the one. I'm gonna become obsessed with them for like 6 years, maybe longer. It's fine.
Oh no. I can
It's
see where
fine.
that is going.
It's a fine. You grow up eventually.
Yeah.
Um, I feel like being in a relationship, the hopeless romantic or aspect of idealism kind of goes away when you accept the person as they are. Um,
Yeah.
I think I think I agree with that because you like the I think a part of being a romantic is the search for a specific feeling, the feeling that
Hmm.
you associate with like romance and love,
Yeah.
which in my personal experience would be like when I'm watching specific movies
Hmm.
and I feel like a certain feeling in my chest when I see like two characters finally like have that like love moment where they're like
Hmm.
coming together. Like I get a reaction in my chest, and
Yeah.
that's what I always associated with the feeling of like love
Hmm.
and
Right.
like that perfect feeling. And I felt that, but I mean it's not like it's a consistent. I mean feelings are fleeting. There
Yeah.
was if you watch this channel, it's called Observe. He observes facial patterns And he
Mm,
basically says emotions last no more than a few seconds. Um,
right.
and if your emotions are only able to last a few seconds, even a long standing like feeling is eventually going to dissipate, or it's going to become neutralized because you're going to build up like
Yeah.
a like tolerance to it or whatever.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I just want to know that I will be able to love the person that I love, right? Like, I
Hmm.
just want to know that my love is gonna be enough. And yeah, I don't know. It's so many things going on.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I feel you. Yeah.
Lorgan East says, "You have a
Oh,
beautiful spirit. You will find someone worthy of your love when it's the right time."
oh, thank you so much. And I love the purple hearts.
Yes,
I
purple
love
is the
purple.
best color.
Yes, yes, actually. I
It
love
is
purple.
factually the best color.
Yep.
Max says hi. Max is also an
Hey.
INFP.
Ooh, nice.
Oh,
Oh, I'm
thank
so
you,
glad.
Kyo. Oh, oh,
Oh.
you guys.
I just reading the comments. I'm going like, oh,
Yeah.
and going, going back to the feelings of love that you said. For me, is like a moment of oh, like like I see someone do something romantic, and I'm like, oh, that's literally what I think. Like, I want to be in a state of oh all the time.
Yes. It kind of wraps back to that earlier question where you were like, I always am in search of like really adorable things.
Yeah, yeah. Come in. I'm just gonna date like an ooh face, like
Oh my gosh. A couple hours ago, someone was typing in chat and they were like, What does UWU mean?" And I was like, I'm like, well,
me.
it's both a
That's me.
face and a sound, and it just it means adorable. And I like shared a GIF, and I was like, yeah, this is it. It's like
The
a
ooh.
describing, yeah. How do you describe a woo to someone who doesn't know what a woo is?
I don't know, just type it and see the face.
Exactly. Exactly.
It's
Um,
a moment.
yes, exactly. Well, we are now getting to the end of our hour. Would you like to make any final closing statements and then kind of like plug your social media stuffs?
Totally. I mean, I could close this a million ways, but I really think that MBTI brings you um, I don't know, it brings you a lot of truth and light to who you are and who you can be. Not who you are, because you are not a type. Like, you're not just a type. Like, that is not your whole identity. But it gives you a pattern and it sheds light into yourself, and it really gives you this is what you can be, and like these are your strengths and your weaknesses, and you can work through them to become a better person. I feel like MBTI, this is the focus I have given it to given to MBTI. So yeah, I mean, you can take it as light or as deep as you want. And if you want to take it deep, well, there are a lot of resources out there. There are books. There are, I don't know, just like find what you do internally, your functions. You can um, know your weaknesses and work with them to make you a better person and a whole person. And if you want to take it lightly, you can follow me on INFPCloud and Instagram
I will
to
link that down
see.
below if I
Okay,
haven't
yes,
already.
thank you.
Yes.
To see memes, reels. I post many times a week. Sometimes I go on a little bit of hiatus because I lose my inspiration often, not so often, but you know how it is for us NFPs.
Yeah.
But when
Yes.
I come back with inspiration, I come back with memes. So you can follow me there. Yeah, I'm glad
Yes.
to have you there if you decide to follow me. So yeah,
And if you like memes, you definitely should because he makes fantastic memes. You have to. I'm just gonna
Thank
pull
you.
up the link right now and pop it in this chat so people right now
Oh,
can
thank
pull up
you.
your stuff. And I
I
will put
mean,
it in the description. I think if I didn't already, then it will be. So just a link.
I just love making memes. Like it's such I just see things going on in daily life and I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
that would make a great meme.
I love it. It always brings a smile to my face to see your memes
Oh,
and my little hiatus from the internet. The one thing I miss the most were your memes because they're always so hilarious.
oh my god,
Ah,
that's so sweet. Thank you
yes.
so
Oh
much.
my God. Your memes are
Honestly.
fantastic. I mean, I did definitely follow you because they used to be ENFP memes mostly, but I
Oh,
shall forgive that they've moved to
I'm
INFP because I'm
sorry.
glad that you have found who your authentic self is.
Yeah.
And that I got to watch that journey because it was actually really, I think, enlightening to watch your
Hmm.
journey as you realized you weren't an ENFP, you're actually an INFP. And I think talking right now,
Yeah.
it's more obvious too because your energy levels are just like pretty consistently like staying at
Yeah.
like a just like a nice calm
Hmm.
level. And I think that that's a really awesome trait of INFPs to be able to like keep yourself level and consistently check. And I just love how thoughtful you are with each and every answer as well. It's been
Oh,
really,
thank you.
really interesting to talk to you. And I'm really glad that you said yes.
Oh no, of course. I always put my 100% into what I'm doing, so I love hearing that. Thank you so much, and I
Yeah.
also love your work. I mean, I've seen your videos, and I really, I mean, when I saw you in the podcast with Joyce,
Hmm.
that was when I first saw you, and I was like, I'm gonna follow this person.
Oh.
So yeah,
Well, I'm glad that we at some point found each other on Instagram and have been
yeah,
able to chat and get to know each other a little bit. And especially today,
yes.
get to know you even more. I think it's um, really awesome that you were so open and vulnerable with us today and
Thank
really
you.
sharing who you
Yeah.
are. And I appreciate it more than I could say. And if you guys don't follow him now, I will come after you.
Oh my god. I mean, you're amazing, honestly. And if you come from my page, you will also subscribe because these videos are amazing. And yeah, you're a sweet person, honestly. And thank you so much for having me.
So are you. Awesome. Well, um, I want to thank every one of you guys for watching today. Ubu, the end of our
Yee!
our video. Oh wait, someone said, "Oh yeah, there it is. You have an Ubu face."
Oh, I do. Well, that makes me happy to hear. I don't know.
Don't you mean Ubu?
Ooh. Yes.
All right. Thank you all so much for watching today and hanging out for us. Don't forget to like and subscribe and to go to his channel and follow him on Instagram. And thank you all so much for watching. I hope you have a beautiful, amazing, fantastic day. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.